You know, I feel like we're all being forced to bring this back up again. And I can't lie, I love it so much because I've been wanting to talk about this. So originally when this trade happened, I'm pretty sure we all felt like it was pretty fair, or at least the sane people did. The Lakers, who are now in now mode, and LeBron James getting up in age, they traded for Anthony Davis. Not only a young star in the league, but a perennial top 5 player when healthy, as they were in now mode. And the Pelicans got 3 young players in Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, and Brandon Ingram, who all had amazing potential. And they got rid of Anthony Davis, that was becoming kind of a locker room cancer for them, and they really weren't going to win with him at all with the core they had around him. So it was time to move on. And to add on to that, they also got the number 1 pick that offseason, which turned into Zion Williamson, which was another generational type player. So they got another one to replace Anthony Davis pretty fast. So I think a lot of people still felt like it was fair, since the Lakers later that year won the NBA championship. So everybody got what they wanted. The Pelicans got a new young core to build around, and the Lakers got their championship. But after this offseason so far, and a lot of the reports coming out, oh boy, it does not look good.
But before we get started, hi, my name's Alpha B. I make basketball videos here on YouTube. As you can see, if you scroll through the 40 plus I have on this channel. And if you guys enjoy that, I would love if you guys would stay and hit that subscribe button. It really lets me know what you guys like and what you guys love to see from me. It takes 2 seconds, and I would love to have you guys back here. But with that being said, let's get into this video.
Let's start out by talking about Lonzo Ball. Now, Lonzo's first couple years in the NBA were pretty weird in my eyes, as it is to a lot of people. The pressure of being the number 2 pick in the NBA draft, being on the Lakers, a hometown team, and his father, I feel like it definitely got to Lonzo playing in LA, and going to New Orleans is probably the best thing that happened to his career, as he grew into his own on this team. Having a career year this last season, averaging 15 points a game, nearly 6 assists, nearly 5 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and fixed his jumper and his free throw, averaging 38% from 3 on 8 attempts, and 78% from the line, which is a big improvement from his 56% the year before. But in my eyes, I think New Orleans Pelicans made a couple mistakes with Lonzo, and the first one being not handing the keys to Lonzo to run the offense when they got rid of Drew Holiday. The thing with Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson is that their playstyles mesh amazingly well. Zion is an amazing finisher at the rim, a great athlete, a great guy to run the break with, while Lonzo Ball is one of the best passers, very high IQ player, and can run the break like anybody else in the NBA. This should have been the next Amari Stoudemire and Steve Nash combo. But instead, they relegated Lonzo to more of a spot-up shooter role, which he did a great job in, showing his percentages, but that also diminished a lot more of the better aspects of Lonzo Ball game, being his ability to run the break and his ability to set up his teammates. And we also got some glimpses of that as the alley-oop, the full court alley-oops to Zion. Just being able to run the pick and roll with him was great when he got to do it. But that's the problem, he never really got to that much. And another mistake I feel they made last offseason was making some of the trade rumors surrounding Lonzo Ball, since they weren't serious at all, seem bigger than they actually were. Even big enough that Lonzo had to make a statement about it, talking about how much he's comfortable in New Orleans and that he'd like to stay and he doesn't want to move, and he wasn't the one that made the trade request. It really put a lot of spotlight on Lonzo and people questioning, does he even fit with this team, which is not what he needed since he was growing so much on this team. And this all led up to Lonzo skipping town this offseason for the Chicago Bulls in a sign and trade deal that really didn't get New Orleans back that much in Thomas Satoransky and Garrett Temple, and it really shows just how incompetent that front office is, as they made another big mistake, which is almost the same as Lonzo's, and that is letting some of these trade rumors that surround Brandon Ingram get as bad as they did, since Brandon Ingram had to make a statement that he'd welcome a trade to the Miami Heat during free agency. Nobody knows why you're willing to even trade him in the first place. He seemed like a great player to pair next to Zion, and nobody even knew that you were really looking to trade him in the first place. I don't know why it got that out of hand, since he really never got to be moved. And I understand that it looks like Brandon Ingram was very much uncomfortable on the team, with Zion taking a lot of the shots and taking a lot of the spotlight away from him with the amount of growth he's shown since leaving the Lakers, and showing a lot of that superstar potential to lead a team. So I'm guessing Brandon probably wants his own team to lead and not be second fiddle behind Zion. But still, letting people know that somebody is uncomfortable on your team and probably wants out is a good way to get lowballed in a lot of these trade talks. So, with Lonzo gone and Brandon Ingram looking very uncomfortable on this team, let's get to Zion, who made some comments recently about how frustrated he was with the recovery process on his knee injury his rookie year to get back to playing full minutes. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be here for much longer. So now with this coming out, a little more rumors started to float around, and then this hit the timeline, which is unconfirmed, but again, it's probably from a reliable source, that now Zion apparently ghosted BI this entire offseason and won't show up to the offseason workouts for the New Orleans Pelicans. Yup, he does not seem to want to be a Pelican for much longer. A lot of people have talked about him wanting to be a Knick his entire career and really hope that he would have been picked second or something. But I didn't really believe it. At the end of the day, you try to make the best out of any situation you're in, but he definitely looks like he very much doesn't want to be here. And then we get this, that David Griffin's 2-year stint with the New Orleans Pelicans have been very turbulent, firing 2 head coaches and being completely unable to build a bond at all with Zion, and sometimes apparently making some of the staff feel a little comfortable. What the hell is going on? Apparently he even told Alvin Gentry that he gave him all the answers and he still failed. What's going on? You can't find a right head coach for a team that was very, very talented, that looked like they could have definitely been playoff bound. You have no relationship with a generational talent in Zion, who's already unhappy at 21 years old. You're letting trade rumors about 2 great players or 2 amazing young players that could definitely have a really good trade market prices leak to the media, which makes their price dip even more because teams realize that they want to leave. What's going on? It feels like everything's set up for this team to succeed and they just failed in every single instance. So now let's compare this to what the Lakers have looked like in the past couple of years. The Lakers in the first couple months of being together looked like this was the best thing they could have done for this team. LeBron James and Anthony Davis melded amazingly together. They looked like a head-on collision with them and the Clippers going to the conference finals, but with COVID and the Clippers basically shooting themselves in the foot in the second round against the Denver Nuggets, the Lakers basically cruised to an NBA championship their first year together, basically accomplishing what they had sought out to with this trade within the first year. Now, second year after a pretty short offseason and LeBron James being up in age and Anthony Davis being as injury prone as he did, the second year didn't end too well, being out in the first round, and many people questioning whether Anthony Davis can stay healthy and is LeBron finally declining, which is a weird question to ask with how weird the season was, by the way, but we'll talk about that later. Now, the Lakers look prone to build another super team as they have Russell Westbrook on the roster now and a great group of veterans, a couple of good young guys, and they look like to be the favorites to win another championship. So far, the Lakers are looking to win 2 championships in 3 years, while the Pelicans have already lost 1 player out of the 3 that got traded. One is already completely unhappy on the team. The other one, we don't even know if he wants to be a Pelican anymore. The GM sucks. What is going on here? There should be no question anymore. The Lakers won this trade completely hands down. But who knows what may happen. With Zion already looking like he's unhappy, he's probably going to put up even more career numbers this year, trying to carry them to the playoffs. Brandon Ingram may look special again, grow even more, and then force his way out during the trade deadline because simply who would want to be on a team this turbulent? And then you're going to have to ask the question of how long Zion is going to be on this team since he already seems so unhappy. The Pelicans are not doing well. They're doing horrible. And they fumbled this bag so hard when they were handed basically everything to make this thing succeed. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think they can really actually salvage this, rebuild the relationship with Zion on BI, and actually maybe make a playoff run this year since they got some okay pieces in Devontae Graham? I don't think that's a good replacement for Lonzo, but it is what it is. But let me know in the comments. I definitely think it's finally time to admit it. The Lakers won this trade hands down, and the Pelicans are horrible. They're probably the most dysfunctional franchise behind maybe, I don't know, the Minnesota Timberwolves. With that being said, this is FLB. That's my time, and I'm out.